What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Flash Fiction Friday with me, AB Frank. I just want to remind you all that if you want to join my newsletter, I'll send you a short story straight away upon signing up. You'll get a few articles that I write as well, and you'll also get every episode of Flash Fiction Friday sent directly to your inbox in written and audio format. The link will be in the basement below to sign up for the newsletter. Anyway, let's get on with this episode. If you've not noticed, by the way, if you're the ones watching on YouTube, I'm in what will be the library of Chateau Frank, the new castle that I've purchased. Behind me is where the shelves are going to go along those two walls. But it's quite bare at the moment. There's nothing in here, and it's probably a bit echoey. So I apologise for that. I'll get that sorted over the next couple of weeks. So anyway, let's move on to this week's piece of flash fiction. Now, going random word generator as always. 250 word story, give or take 10%. The prompt that I generated for this week's story, the object or the noun was measurement, and the action or the verb was target, and I've chosen the genre of action, sort of crime, thriller-y sort of story, somewhere between those three. What I do when I generate these prompts, I just do a bit of word association to get the creative side of the brain working, and I write words related to the object, measurement. So here I've written tailor, suit, tape measure, distance, weight, time, speed, judgment, weighing up, just writing words that immediately come to my head. Spend about a minute doing that are words associated with the object that I generated. Then I do the same for the action or the verb. And for target, I wrote accuracy, darts, aim, goal, missed the target, and things like that. So that's how I sort of start off. And some of these words end up in the story. Some of them just help me make the connection between the two things. So anyway, the story that I've written is called I Must Leave the City. This is set in my fictional Victorian city. My target was across the road. The tailor took measurements of him, sizing him up for a new suit. I took measurements of a different kind, sizing him up for something else entirely. My crossbow, chosen because of its quiet properties, was trained on the doorway. I observed his movements from an open first floor window, waiting for him to exit the tailor's. I was flat on my stomach on the bed. The room belonged to an elderly artist that I had tied to a chair without resistance. Not long now, old man, I said without looking away from my target. Someone will come to untie you soon. The shop door opened and the bell tinkled. For my target, today was just another day. But it was my job to make today his last. I moved the sights over his neck. Adrenaline began to course through me, the thrill of the hunt. I exhaled. Then I took my shot. The bolt was buried into the side of a horse's head that crossed my path as it pulled a hansom cab. No time to reload. My target had taken cover. I had failed. Now I would be wanted by my employer and those that work for my target. I ran down the stairs, paused at the back door to check it was safe to leave, and exited into the alleyway. The sewer cover was slightly ajar, just how I left it, so I knew it hadn't been tampered with. I slid it aside and dropped into the sewer. I must leave the city of Vileshire at once. The end. So thanks a lot for listening or reading or watching or however you've consumed this episode of Flash Fiction Friday with me, AB Frank. Don't forget to join the newsletter, link will be in the basement below, and I'll see you in the next one.